Good morning, YouTube. It's your boy Shay T Mac, and I'm back. This time we're gonna do uh, just an update on maybe this socket rail, and a lot of y'all wanna know why do I like this cheap socket rail from Harbor Freight. It's got the all metal base with the little I call them wedge clips. It just squeeze inside the socket and what pushes inside the socket, and it got a pretty good hold, and shaking ain't going nowhere. But what I like about this socket rail, I'm gonna stand up. What I like about this socket rail is the customize that I can do to it. I can put these sockets on this rail like I want it. And I can put as many sockets in a set as I want to. I ain't just confined to like the 13 or the 10 or what have you with what all the other socket rails done now. By no means is this rail is a good rail far as compared to the rest of them. It's just good for what I got in my purpose for it. As we done went over numerous of times, in these sets, I got some doubles, particularly the socket that I need the most. If I'm out there working on something that's got 10 millimeter bolts in it, and I got a partner or somebody that's helping me, I can give him a 10 and a ratchet. He can do the other side. I get 10 ratchet, do the other side without running back and forth into the shop, going back in the box. Right here, I got an option of at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure it's 8 10 millimeters into this set. Most of them are here, 2 of them are here, and 2 are here. On this side of the rail, I got the Tekton 3/8 drive, long and short impact sockets, and I don't have a 3/8 impact. I mean a 3/8 chrome socket on here because most of the time I'm working on something. I'm using my impact wrench. Now I don't care about the putting the impact wrench on the chrome socket because most of the time I'm using my ratchet. Most of the time I'm using this one or the heavy duty one. Most of the time I'm using my ratchet. Every now and then I may use a impact on it, but I ain't in no way, shape, or form out protecting these tools. I just intend to use them the right way. So most of the time that I'm not doing alternator chain or just alternator change or water pump chain, most of the time I'm using these quarter drive sockets. And when I run into something stubborn or something I need to impact on, I have the impact here. This here's the gear wrench, long and short, standard and metric. And this the stand. I mean short and deep. This the short and deep on this side. I have all my standard wrenches on this side, all my metric wrenches on this side. But that tool rail just don't give me the option of getting a little closer. Maybe I'll take a seat now since y'all and seeing the rail. I just want to show the overall rail and what my intentions are. I can take this rail out. I got everything except a 3/8 extension on here. I got all my little extensions and little short extensions and some wobbles. I got 3/8 wobble and some various of spark plug wrenches. I only had a 13/16, but in the future I will have the 3/8, the 18 millimeter, and I got space for that. So I will have those things on here, and I may end up taking this essential set of 10s out of there and moving them around. But for right now, I kind of got it set up like this. And I kind of like the setup You can see I got few spaces left that I can add spark plug wrenches. But most times I'm doing spark plug, I don't grab this because I don't need it. Most time I'm doing spark plug, that's all I'm doing is spark plug. I get me probably a pair of pliers to pull the wires off, or a 10 millimeter or whatever to take the coil packs off. And basically I just got a ratchet in the spark plug socket. I don't need all this variety, but most time when I'm working on something, I can sit this on the table outside what I'm working on, and I basically got everything. This is an essential set, and I do have the Tekton chromes. I got the Tekton quarter drive chrome, and it's still in the case. So if I'm just if I know what I'm working on, I gotta go to the junkyard. I don't have to take this to the junkyard. I almost never have to take it out of that box. But like I said, if I'm working on something I'm not familiar with what I'm working on, I'd rather grab this than to grab that case, because if I grab that case, basically I got everything in that case except for a few items. But this right here makes it a lot easier for me than just grabbing two cases. But most time I'm grabbing this. This is an essential set. I built it. Like I said, it ain't even the same brand of tools. You got that spark plug wrench is a Duralast, that swivel is a Duralast, a Cobalt OEM impact swivel, Duralast. And I don't have no swivel impact wrenches right now. I mean impact sockets. Right now that kind of, see if I can one-handed stick it on there. This kind of does it for me. Other than this, probably, sticking it off in somewhere and it coming off. It's basically, to me now, this is just my opinion, it's basically the same as that set. So I thought about pulling the trigger on it time and time again, and I come in here and I stick one of these together, and it probably help if I had one to, to stand it up beside it and see how much space. But most time I'm using a swivel. It's for that motion. It ain't got nothing to do with the height of the swivel itself. It has to do with a motion like that. So I just haven't seen the need in particular to just go out and purchase a set of swivels, unless swivel sockets, unless I get in a situation where this socket comes off and I leave it in a bad spot and can't hardly get it off, and it get aggravating to me. Now I'm gonna tell you, if I get aggravated, I'm gonna buy that too. And so far, I haven't got aggravated. That's the key to keeping up this kind of job, is to keep the frustration down. You get frustrated with it, and you're probably gonna go to hell. But anyway, I just thought I'd let y'all know, give you a quick review. I know OSA tools, OEM tools, just to name a few. It's a bunch of them out there that's got better tool rails, and I ain't crazy. I know this tool rail is just a tad above garbage far as the usability of it, far as taking your tools off and on them rails. And but the functionality of it is what does it for me. I could put my tools on here. I could take them. I could put them in my top box right over there, and I can roll it outside. And and it just, the functionality of it is grand for me. And far as just getting the sockets off, it's a technique. You just pull them forward or push them back. If you got room, it's a struggle to pull them straight up. But if you just pull them off, falls off. Pull them to one side. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show y'all, just the usability of this rail, and why I like this rail so much is because of the things that I'm allowed to do with this rail. I don't gotta follow no common theme and nothing like that. I can take this rail and I can put it like I want it. Now, every set I got in this box, I bumped my leg on it. Every set I got in this box is essential. I got it. This is not a complete set of half-inch drive, but it's the sets that it's the sockets that I use, my more popular sockets. And that's not a complete set. The only complete set is the one on the back, the impact socket, which the half-inch stuff I hardly ever use. But if I have a stubborn boat, I'm working on suspension work, and I have to use one of these ratchets. Now, don't get me wrong. I know these ratchets are like 24 inches long, and you saying, my God, what are you going to do with that? Well, this ratchet is mostly for the reach ability. The things that I can do for my creeper, or getting over a muddy spot under a car in a junkyard, or reaching in a weeded area to loosen the fastening. This is mainly the reachability. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the size. You know, I'm not gonna over torque a boat because I know not to tighten them with it, but just the reachability. And this set here, if you can see, it's got an assortment of sockets on. These are all my suspension sockets, minus this one. That is a 12-point axle nut socket. These are axle nut sockets. This is oxygen sensor. These are oxygen and oil seating, whatever, sensor. And these here are swivels. Now I bought these on a sale from AutoZone. They metric. I don't need the standards. I have never used neither one. Never. I've always used this system here, and maybe I can do a little. It's not an impact rated. Let's get a metric. Let's go to a smaller one. Let's see. That is a 11 millimeter. All right, y'all know what I'm doing. I grab 11 if they got one in this. I think it's a 12. Whatever we got, we'll just take it over here. And I don't think the impact rated is as short as this. But like I said, I hadn't so far ever came up with a concept where I was using the swivel and the height mattered. I imagine if you get, amazing the top of just, the socket and the swivel never really mattered. That's a 12. Let's try. And we'll see the height different. Make sure I don't lock that ball because it's hard to get it off. That's one thing I like about this Duralast, which I got some Cobalts, and I thought this was an OEM. And this is another essential. See, that's essential. I have all filter socket in here. I got all my maybe this that OEM right here. Yeah, that's it right there. And I got a half-inch drive. It's Cobalt, I think. And I got the old school. I think this is a Dart. No, it's tight. But this is another essential set, and I have absolutely no use for that or that, but I just keep them in there. But let me see if I can turn it up where you can see it. Put my hand in over that big one. Just an essential set of real stubby extensions and mostly adapters. And I have these on hand, so if I throw my socket rail in here and take it outside, there's another reason why I can get rid of the 10s, because I got an essential set here of 10. I like essential sets, tools sorted in a way that usable, instead of just having a layout of all my sockets and all that. I got this rail right here, this go-to. If I grab this, if I'm outside working on a lawnmower, I mean, there you have it. I can do whatever I need to do to that lawnmower. If I'm and I thought about just going with metric on this rail, but that and just creating another rail of standards. If it grows, that's what I'll do, but I'll keep it essential. I just won't make a set of sockets just to have a set of sockets. But I'm gonna show y'all the overall height on what, it's real substantial difference. If I can focus. But like I said, being the case, I never had this, and it was too high. It was always, I just wanna, take an angle. And I like that ball. I wanna try the one without the pins, which this right here isn't a problem. I mean, if it's one better, I'd like to experience it. Anything better. But that's what I want to share with y'all. Maybe it'll spark an idea. Maybe you will say, well, I like that. I might really be an essential set. Well, this is probably one of the most easiest ways to do it, because these rails are common. You can go to Walmart and buy this same rail, take the deals off of it, put half-inch drive, quarter drive, or however many you want. That's what I did. And most of your part house have it. You ain't got to worry about. The only thing I had to do to a rail that I bought from Harbor Freight, that the single rail, is they don't hold as tight to the rail, the little clip part, meaning this part here doesn't hold as tight to the rail as the one that come on there. And you may have to get a pair of pliers and just squeeze down on the side, on each side of it, then put it back on there, and then it'll tighten. It'll keep its tightness on there. Some of them you can see like this one. I can get close now. See, it's got a little. Well, that's in the socket. Let's make sure. Yeah, it's in the socket. It's not in there. But they can get aggravating at time if you're in a hurry. If you I guess if you're a flat rate mechanic, and you may not want to be aggravated with that, and I can understand that. But for me, I take my time. I'm at the house, and like I said, I take that rail outside, and I don't even. When I got this rail, let's see if I can grab it. When I got this rail, I need a space off. Excuse me just for a moment. When I got this rail in this box, I don't even bother putting them sockets back. What I do is I grab my tray, set it up on the side right there, and every time I use, and I got a bigger tray up there, and if I get too many tools in this one, I'll come in here and swap it out for that one. And I just put it up on the side right there. See, it's very sturdy right there on that side. I just put every socket that I use, I lay it over here. That way, if I'm taking off and putting back, I don't have to dig through this anymore. I just got every socket I need there. And if I got to go to the junkyard and pull that part, and I already pulled it at the house, I just take this with me. And I already got every deal I need is right in there. So I no longer need the rail. When I get back, I clean everything up, and I put it back, take my time, put it back on the rail. But yeah. I did do some modification to my cart. See if I can move it for you. I don't think it's plugged in, but we'll see. I don't think it matters. Yeah, I put the casters on there. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but it made this cart so easy to park in between these boxes. Let me back up, you can see. See, I got them in between them boxes, and it made it so easy to put back. So I still have the problem where if I'm with that pulling that handle and I'm going downhill, that back end won't come around. But I just take my time with it. But I did make another modification to it. I add this power strip right here. It was the one I had laying around, and I just took it apart, mounted it. I drilled holes in the box. Boo-hoo, cry me a river. But I drilled holes in the box, and like I said, I got it plugged up. I really don't need it now. I just plugged it up just to have it plugged up. But I got it for if I'm outside and one of my batteries die, I don't have to come all the way back in here. I can plug this box up, this up. If I needed a fan, I can plug it up. If there's a machine or something I'm using on the car, I can plug it up. I got 2, 4, 6 outlets right there to do whatever I want. And most of the time, I utilize them. If I want to listen to the radio, I can plug the radio up. A little air tank, if I want to take my little air tank out there and blow air filters out, I can plug it up. And I know y'all saw my bars I put them on magnet strips on the back. Now I also drilled them into the box. This is my box. I'm gonna customize it like I want it, I even added that. I drilled them holes there into the box. That came off accessory tray that you buy from Harbor Freight. I bought them for my box over there. Stuck them on the side of it. Then realized that, hey, that's gonna be storage. I don't need these accessory trays on there, so I bolted that one, and there go my paper towel holders and my matching magnet trays. I got these little ones here for like when I'm taking apart. Maybe I'm gonna take a Bennett off a starter, them little bitty tiny boats. I don't want them to get lost down in them tubes. And then like that magnet does a crazy thing where it'll suck that little screw up in the socket or something like that, and you think you've lost it. You pick that socket up and then it goes flying out there on the ground. Then you really done lost it. But I just do just like basic like this. I think this is some ratchet parts. I may be wrong. I think that's a speaker. Yeah, it's something I took off a speaker. But I just stick them over in there and they hang out there fine. I like that modification. It did pretty good, but my video is way over 20 minutes. I didn't want to go no farther than 10. But please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm Shay T Mac, and I'm out.